What's up guys? Today I'm checking out the Redmagic 9 Pro. So here is my review of the Redmagic 9 Pro after 3 months of usage. Now this is a dedicated gaming phone, completely designed with gaming in mind. It's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and it's jam-packed with lots of gaming features, futuristic design with cool looking LEDs, and the Redmagic 9 Pro is available to buy right now from £579, which is quite an attractive price for a smartphone powered by the latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So let me show you what this thing can do and how good it really is. Let's start off with the design. I have here the sleek black color. You've got flat edges and you've got flat corners. Although the corners are not sharp, as they manage to round off the tips very slightly. So it certainly feels comfortable in the hands, and the corners of the phone don't feel like they're digging into your hands. Now, having used nearly all the previous Redmagic phones, I must admit this has to be the most attractive design to date. You have metal frame going all the way around and you have a glass back. On the website it mentions Gorilla Glass, but it does not mention which version of Gorilla Glass. I also like that the design is not prone to fingerprints. The camera bump design is also quite nice and practical. All the sensors are flat and do not protrude at all. So again, it makes it comfortable to hold during long gaming sessions, and there are no camera bumps sticking out to worry about. Under the second sensor, you can see a cooling fan. It's a small 22,000 RPM high-speed turbo fan with cool-looking LED lights. And I just want to show you what that sounds like. So it's not silent, you can certainly hear it. So that's 45 decibels of fan noise when it's on max. Let's hear what balanced mode sounds like. Here we go. So the balanced mode has just dropped down to 32 decibels. It's still spinning, but you can barely hear it. You also have the Redmagic logo with the emblem in the corner. And it's nice that the logo and branding is quite discreet. You can only see those logos if you reflect the phone directly in light. So nice, subtle branding. And it also says over here, win more games, which is actually quite true. And just above over here, it says ICE cooling system, which is referring to the ICE 13 multi-dimensional cooling system. So quite an advanced cooling system. And what that means for us is we can game for hours and hours without worrying about overheating or throttling. And to finish off that design, you can see it says 09 generation. And if I plug in the charger, the 09 is actually flashing to let you know that the battery is charging. The attention to detail is very nice to see. Now, other color options are available. You can select Cyclone and Snowfall, but I've seen all three, and my favorite is the one I have in my hands right now. I think Sleet looks the best in my opinion. Now, with all of those layers in cooling and massive monster 6,500 milliamp hour battery, would you believe that this phone is only 8.9 millimeters in thickness and it weighs only 220 grams. So very nice design, and the phone feels solid in the hands. Now for ports, at the bottom, we have a SIM tray slot, and that is a dual 5G SIM tray. Next to it, you can see microphone, Type-C port, and loudspeaker. On this side, you can see your touch triggers, that's touch trigger left and right, and you can see LED lights in the center, which lights up whilst the phone is charging. Now over here, you can see we have an exhaust vent for the cooling fan, which blows out hot air, and just under it, we have a volume rocker, a small round power button, and we have that famous Redmagic switch. So when you flick it, it will take you into the Redmagic gaming space. At the top of the phone, we have a headphone jack, an IR blaster, secondary loudspeaker, and secondary microphone next to the antenna line. And finally, on this side, you can see over here another vent, and that is an intake vent. Now, let me quickly show you what you get inside the box. So you've got your paperwork, user manual with some really nice looking artwork on the front. We've got a Type-C to Type-C cable finished in red, and an 80-watt fast charger to go with it. And this also comes with a plastic hard case included. You can see the hard case has no sides. You've just got the cutouts for the top and bottom. I'll apply the case just to show you what that looks like. So the case has an open design on both sides. I guess it's because it doesn't want you to block the ventilation, and also gives you comfortable access to the touch triggers on top. So it's nice that you get a case included in the box. All right, so now it's time to talk about the display. So this is a 6.8 inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh And this does indeed support automatic refresh rate, but you also have the option to select 60Hz, 90Hz, or 120Hz all the time. And another nice touch is the ability to see the current refresh rate on the top status bar. The screen resolution is 2480 by 1116, and you get 1600 nits of peak brightness and a full screen display with no distractions. There is no visible front camera, and the bezels are nice and symmetrical going all the way around, and it's a beautiful flat AMOLED display. Now let's talk performance. The Redmagic 9 Pro is powered by the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is a 4nm octa-core clocked at 3.3 GHz, combined with the Adreno 750 graphics. Now for RAM and storage, I have here 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 4.0 storage. And you can quite easily extend that RAM from within settings, so you can add up to 12 gigabytes of virtual RAM taken from your free storage space, potentially giving you up to 24 gigs of RAM total. Let's talk about gaming. Now this is a powerful gaming smartphone with touch shoulder triggers. You can play any game you want at the maximum performance settings. And when you open up a game, or even when you flick the gaming switch, it will load up that gaming backend and enhancements automatically. And you can access the gaming overlay by just swiping in from the left or right. Gaming features are vast. You can do things like setting the CPU performance level. You have AI triggers. You have a data panel showing you your FPS and average clicks per second. You have screen recorder, screenshots, an endless list of gaming features. You can even activate filters to make it easy for you to find your opponents, especially useful when playing PUBG Mobile, as a lot of people like to hide in the bushes and use sniper rifles. Well, you can find them with these features. Okay, so let's start with COD Mobile graphics settings. And as you can see, maximum selectable graphics is max, and maximum frame rate is also max. If you try and select ultra frame rate, the graphics will drop down to medium.
Standing by. Online. Killer drone on standby. Sentry gun ready for deployment. Target down. Objective almost complete. Keep it up. Hunter killer drone. Bingo down. Enemy down.
One thing I want to mention is the sound quality. This phone has dual speakers, side firing, supports DTSX and Snapdragon sound. Sound quality is loud and powerful, very decent quality, immersive speakers. Now, my experience of playing games on this, especially Call of Duty Mobile, especially first-person shooters, is I always seem to be faster on the trigger. Every time I press the triggers, the response time is really fast. In a one-on-one situation, I'm always going to get the kill first, which is quite a unique experience. It's not happened with any other phone. And the best part about it is the actual gaming system cannot tell that you're using triggers. It basically thinks you're pressing the touchscreen. So these touch buttons are connected. Can you see there? It says L. I've actually configured it to go on L and R, so exactly on shoot and aim. So it thinks you're pressing the touchscreen really fast. It definitely gives you the edge. It gives you the advantage in FPS games especially. Alright, so quick look at PUBG Mobile graphics settings as well. You can see maximum selectable is Ultra HDR. If you select Extreme HDR, it says coming soon, and the maximum frame rate is Ultra. Alright, impressive gaming performance, of course, as expected. But what about the cameras? Well, we've got triple cameras on the back, a 50 megapixel primary, we've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel macro with LED flash. I'll give you guys a quick walkthrough of the camera menus. So first of all, we have camera family, which has many presets and features to play around with. If we keep going, you've got pro mode, photo mode, video mode. I'll quickly show you the resolution supported. So you can shoot 8K at 30 frames per second max, and this does also support 4K 60. Furthermore, we have night mode, and finally portrait mode. So let's go ahead and check out the samples. So starting off with 8K video at 30 FPS. Of course, you can expect YouTube to compress this down to 4K. So next clip is 4K 60 with optical image stabilization, and again, very nice looking, crisp, stabilized video capture. So next up, checking out some photo samples. In the standard photo mode, the phone shoots at 12.5 megapixel photos. And in ultra wide mode, you also get 12.5 megapixel bin shots. Generally decent quality shots in good lighting situations. But a strange thing happened when we start zooming in. Let me show you. This is 1x zoom, which is fine, 2x, which is still okay. 5x and 10x totally destroys the image quality, giving you washed out results. Okay, this is the part where I start shooting everything I can find with some color. So here are some indoor low light samples. Furthermore, battery capacity is a massive 6,500 milliamp hours, and this does support 80 watt fast charging. Charger, as I showed you earlier, is included in the box, but the battery will easily last you 1 to 1.5 days with heavy usage, or even 3 days with normal use. So superb battery life, and the charging speeds are also equally impressive. So 0 to 50% in just 17 minutes, guys. The OS has come a very long way. Things have vastly improved over the years. Now you get some really cool tweaks and enhancements you can do with this phone. You can individually customize every part of this phone. I like how that's laid out. It's very easy to use. Under display options, you have a couple of color mode and temperatures that you can play with. So that's standard, that's soft, and that's colorful. So I preferred the colorful preset, so I kept it on colorful all the way through from day one. You've got enhanced display. So once enabled, brightness, saturation, and contrast will be better with higher power consumption. If you go to About and you tap on RAM capacity, over here you can extend the RAM. Other features, this phone has Wi-Fi 7. This has dual SIM 5G, so you can take two 5G SIM cards at the same time. There is no microSD expansion. All right, so now it's time to check out the system and benchmark info. If we first of all open up DRM info, you can see it shows Google Widevine level 1. But when you open up Netflix, you will notice that Netflix is limited to SD quality, and HDR is also not supported. To further check this, I went into Netflix app settings, and you can see the digital rights management thinks it's actually Google Widevine level 3, and you can see maximum resolution playback is SD quality. So this is something that Redmagic needs to fix ASAP, as we are not able to take advantage of Netflix HD. And I'm pleased to say Amazon Prime Video was able to stream in full HD quality, but unfortunately no support for HDR. Thereafter, I tested Disney Plus, and again, HD streaming is supported, but unfortunately no support for HDR. Here's a quick look at CPU-Z, where you can check out the clock speeds, and you can see at the bottom graphics Adreno 750. So that brings us to our benchmarks, beginning with Geekbench, single core score of 2243 and multi-core score of 7067. And if we have a quick look at Antutu results, you'll be further impressed by a score of 2 million. Now, to give you an idea of how powerful this smartphone is, let's check out the latest smartphone performance chart of 2024, showing you the latest smartphones and seeing how they compare with each other. Now, all smartphones you see on this list are ranked by benchmark performance scores. And as you can see, the Redmagic 9 Pro has taken position 3 on this chart with a benchmark score of 2 million. As usual, I will be constantly updating this chart, and to see the most recent, head over to chixtech.com to read it at your leisure, and of course completely free of charge. So there you have it, guys. That was the Redmagic 9 Pro, and here are my pros and cons. Now, I absolutely love the design and how this phone feels in the hands. A beautiful AMOLED display for you to enjoy long, comfortable gaming sessions. Performance is the best you can get on a smartphone right now. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is a monster, but you're also getting a great multi-layer cooling system, including that ultra-cool turbofan. So throughout my months of testing, this phone never overheated or throttled, even after long 2-hour gaming sessions. Battery life is amazing. You can play till your heart content, even on maxed out graphics, and the battery just lasts. And one thing I really appreciate is the fact that this phone does support Type-C display out. Now, there are caveats that I do need to mention that I did find during my tests. The phone lacks HDR video support, which is a shame, as some recent mid-range budget smartphones offer Dolby Vision. Also, Netflix is limited to SD quality, which is not nice as this phone has a beautiful display and watching SD Netflix does not do justice to it. Now, selfie camera hidden under the display is not great. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice to have a full screen display with no distractions, but it means selfies are definitely not going to look great. So if you like taking selfies, unfortunately, you will be quite disappointed with the results. The phone also does not have an IP rating mentioned on the website, so completely stay away from water and rain. Bottom line, you're getting a super powerful gaming smartphone with a monster battery and super fast 120Hz display under £600 for base model. At this price point, I feel it's a great smartphone, great gaming smartphone with excellent features as long as you are okay with the mentioned caveats. I'll leave the links in the description box for your convenience. Do consider subbing to the channel for your daily dose of the latest and greatest unbiased tech reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.